धम्मपदम्। सम्मन्ति एष धम्मो सनातनो अक्रोधेन जिनेकोऽधम् असाधुं साधुना जिने अक्रोधेन जिनेकोऽधम् असाधुं साधुना जिने जिने कदर्यं दानेन सत्येन अलीकवादिनम् जिने कदर्यं दानेन सत्येन अलीकवादिनम् यस्येन्द्रियाणि समथं गतानि अस्सा यथा सारथिना सुदन्ता बहिनमानस्य अनासवस्य देवापि तस्य विहयन्ति तादिनो कुसभं पवरं वीरं महेशिं विजिताविनं कुसभं पवरं वीरं महेशिं विजिताविनम् अनेजं नहान्तकं बुद्धं तमहं ब्रूमि ब्राह्मणम् अनेजं नहान्तकं बुद्धं तमहं ब्रूमि ब्राह्मणम्।
ॐ स्थापकाय च धर्मस्य सर्वधर्मस्वरूपिणे अवतार वरिष्ठाय रामकृष्णाय ते नमः। ॐ बुद्धं शरणं गच्छामि, धर्मं शरणं गच्छामि, संघं शरणं गच्छामि। I take refuge in Buddha, I take refuge in Dharma, and I take refuge in the Sangha. Om Namo Narayana, dear devotees and friends. Just what a blessed opportunity to be a part of the celebration observing Buddha Purnima. Bhagavan Buddha, nearly 2,500 years back, was born on this very auspicious day. This is Tithi Buddha Purnima, Boishaki Purnima. This is called thrice blessed day. Swami Vivekananda said it. Why it is thrice blessed? Bhagavan Buddha was born on this day. Bhagavan Buddhadev got his in Nepal, and then Bhagavan Buddhadev got his illumination in Bodh Gaya. It is in Bihar. Illumination also on this very day. And Bhagavan Buddhadev gave up his body in Saranath. That is also on this day, Parinirvana. So, was born, got illumination, Nirvana, and Parinirvana. Final breath also on this very auspicious day. Did happened all these things. So this is a very divine day, thrice blessed day, as Swami Vivekananda said. So we are all very happy, and we should all feel blessed to have this Buddha Jayanti celebration in our life. And wonderful are the ideas Bhagavan Buddha, about whom Swami Vivekananda spoke so nicely. I'll read it out from the Sages of India lecture. When Swami Vivekananda came back to India, he was delivering lectures. These lectures from Colombo to Almora. There it is added. So a portion of that I'll just quote from Swamiji, what Swami Vivekananda said, just in a gist about Buddhadev and Buddhism. But now I would like to just read out a few things what Buddhadev has taught, what is his speciality and what he taught the world. Buddhadev, just a few teachings of Buddhadev. Finally, I go to this about the Four Noble Truths. But there are other things, so many things. Buddhadev, his heart, it is called Buddha Hridaya. And this heart is like Buddha. Buddha's heart is so grand, so great, so big, that he was ready to give his life for even a e of goat, a cup of a goat, a small goat, and being sacrificed by the king. And he is telling you, take my head. You want punno, merit. If you offer a goat, it is some kind of small merit. You give the head of Buddha, you take my head. So see, he was ready to sacrifice his own life even for the sake of the life of a goat. Can you imagine the greatness, the infinite love he had cherished in his heart for the whole of humanity, for all animals? When as a boy, he would not give up that bird, which was his brother was trying to kill, hunt, but it was wounded. Buddhadev said, no, who can be owner of this? Who wants to kill it or who wants to give it life? So I nursed it, I took away the arrow, I tried to, I tried and served, nursed, and I have saved its life. So it will not go to your hands, it belongs to me. So with another prince, he was pleading for only one bird. That was Buddha. And why Buddha took to sannyasa? That also for the sake of others. So what is the way? Way is to be dispassionate, detached, all renouncing. Then is it the life of a sannyasi? Only no, he has given this 8 noble truths are there. It is not that everyone has to be sannyasi, but certain virtues, values, the humanity must practice to come out of this suffering. So he suffered, he found out the cause of suffering, he underwent the suffering, he found out the cause of suffering, he knew that there is the end of suffering, and he found out the path also to remove that suffering, to go beyond that suffering. So we will just a short time, we will try to touch a little bit. Time is short, and Buddha's life, oh, what a life, what a grand life, and what words Swami Vivekananda used in praising Bhagavan Buddha. They're wonderful. So before that, I am just giving, I do not know how much time will go. So what are the teachings of Bhagavan Buddha? Bhagavan Buddha said, the Tathagata does not seek liberation in austerities. It is he who found out the Madhyam Pantha, means in Pali, middle path, as taught, preached by Bhagavan Sri Krishna in the Gita, that always follow the middle path. Don't go to the extreme austerities, extreme suffering. You may fall, your body may fall, you may not withstand that. And don't be attached too much and absorbed in worldly enjoyment also. So this is middle path in the Gita. Bhagavan Sri Krishna, what taught by Sri Krishna, Bhagavan Buddha lived that life. And again, after a century, again, after several centuries, he himself preached those truths. So Tathagata does not seek liberation. Our devotees also, many try to do austerities. We think this is austerity. I am not telling. Bhagavan Buddha is telling. But for that reason, you must not think that Buddhadev indulges in worldly pleasure, nor does he live in abundance. The Tathagata, Tathagata means Buddha, has found the middle path. He is asking all of us to follow the path of this middle path, this maintaining modernity, modernism, not extremism. Remain in the middle path, and your goal will be achieved by you if you follow certain rules that I will tell. Then he's telling, happy is he who has overcome all selfishness. Happy is he who has attained peace. And happy is he who has found the truth. There is no immortality except in truth, for truth alone abides forever. Be like brothers, one in love, one in holiness, and one in your zeal for the truth. The distinctive signs of true religion are goodwill, love, truthfulness, purity, nobility of feeling, and kindness. These are the things you see in Jesus Christ, this Sermon on the Mountain. There also we find, blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. And blessed are those who are being persecuted here, will be rewarded hereafter in heaven. So they will be there in the kingdom of my Father. So Jesus Christ also said that those who are passing through, undergoing austerities, they will be rewarded. So passing through trials and tribulations of life. So, but what one do? This pure love, truthfulness, purity, nobility. These are the kindness. These are the distinctive signs of true religion. These are the signs. What is religion? Religion is goodwill. Religion is love. Religion is truthfulness. Religion is purity. Religion is nobility. Religion is that feeling for others, and religion is kindness. What else do we need? Swamiji said, be good and do good to others. That is the whole of religion. I do not know anything else. I have suffered too much, but now I understand. Brahma hote kit paramanu sarvabhute sei premamoy sharir pan arpan karo shake sabar pai. Just Swamiji is telling that I have traveled, I have here and there, I have tried, I did my austerities, I did my sadhanas. Through all these things, I understand that God, where is God? Where you are going to seek God? God is there. That ultimate truth, reality is in everything, from the highest Brahman to the lowest insect. Everywhere that is there. You see God and serve them. And Sharir Pran Morav, you give up everything for the service of the Jivas, particularly for the human beings. then you will find that yes, your being born as a human being has not become a, a futile one, fruitless one. So wonderful ideas are there. So then we can go forward. As a mother, Buddhadev's teachings, as a mother, even at the risk of her life, protects her son, her only son. So let him who has recognized the truth cultivate goodwill among all beings without measure. What a grand teaching. See, kindness, love, purity, nobility, truthfulness, motherly love for each and everyone. Cultivate that is he's telling. Yeah? Cultivate that goodwill among all beings without measure. Again, another teaching. That which is most needed is a loving heart. Master also, Holy Mother also says, Holy Mother says, what makes this Ramakrishna order such a grand order in the modern age? What is this? This love, love, love. Holy Mother says, it is love that has made this, united this Sangha. Love for Sri Ramakrishna. Each and every one of us has love for Sri Ramakrishna. And all are children of Sri Ramakrishna, so we love each other. Then you expand your heart and you know the Upanishadic teachings. There it is there. Srinnam Tuvishe Amritasya Putra Je Dhamani. You come, you all are the children of immortal bliss. Sinners. Swami is telling sinners. What is this? Sinners, sinners. Master also said, what sinners? See God and divinity within you, in you, and in others. Within and without. Everywhere that divinity. So Bhagavan Buddhadev also is asking love, goodwill, purity, cultivate all these things with everyone in every. That which is most needed is a loving heart. Master says, Kathata hi, the point is to love God. You cannot love human beings if you do not have love for God. Those who say, no, I don't believe in God, I love humanity, I love human beings because human beings I see, I don't see God. They actually fool them and they will fool the whole world. Today or tomorrow, they will be frustrated, depressed, they will be deviated. Their life will not be that sublime and noble as they thought to be in the beginning. By loving human being, by loving the world, how can you love world and without any desire and other things, selfishness? This world is full of selfishness. If you see the world as the manifestation of God, then only you can love God and as well as you can love the creation of God, because God is present in his creation. Sarvabhutastam atmanam sarvabhutani cha atmani ikshate yoga yuktatma sarvatra samadarshana. In the Gita, Bhagavan is telling, when you elevate your mind, become a yogi, you have union with God, then what happens to your mind? What you see? You feel the presence of each and everyone within you, and you see yourself in everyone. So you don't kill others. You cannot be rude to others. You cannot be hateful to others. And so you go beyond all these things of duality and other things. So these are wonderful teachings of Bhagavan Buddhadev. He who has attained mastery over himself is indeed a greater conqueror than one who has vanquished 1,000 enemies, yet remains a slave to his sensory self. Again, this is very important. He who has attained mastery over himself is indeed a greater conqueror than one who has vanquished 1,000 enemies, yet remains a slave to his sensory self. Bhagavan Buddhadev is telling, control your mind, control your senses. Otherwise, you are a brute. Human life is a journey from a brute man to a Buddha man. We have that potential in all of us to become a Buddha, to become all of us Buddhas in hundreds and thousands. Why you cannot? Because we don't concentrate in that. Buddha is telling that control your senses and go above that, and things will come in your favor. So next one teaching is, what neither mother nor father nor any other relatives could do, a well-directed mind does. and thereby elevates one. What neither mother nor father nor any other relatives could do, a well-directed, controlled mind does, and thereby elevates one. So if you can control your mind, senses and mind is also a sense, subtler sense. So gross senses and this subtle, most of the subtlest of all senses is this mind. Mind also is a matter. So through this mind, and we enjoy everything. Connection of mind is needed with all these senses to enjoy the world or to suffer the misery of the world. And if you can control and regulate the mind, well-directed mind will elevate you. And finally, let a man overcome anger by love. Wonderful. Let a man, I repeat, let a man overcome anger by love, evil by good, greed by liberality, the lie by truth. Let a man overcome anger by love, evil by good, greed by liberality, the lie by truth. What grand teachings do we need? Reading so many books and attending so many such songs, going here and there and thinking, oh, this, that. It is actually not that. We have everything within us. Only we have to regulate this a little bit, and we will find that things are really favoring us in our spiritual growth. Who says? Bhagavan Buddhadev says. So wonderful teachings. And now I come to the last point of this Bhagavan Buddhadev. What is his teaching? His teachings is these four noble truths are there. You believe in God or not God. There are so many gods and goddesses. There are so many quarrels and sectarianism, bigotry, all these things. My path is there. So Bhagavan Buddhadev is telling, all right, you believe in God, this form or that form, formless, with form, if with form, which path, at least you believe, accept these four truths. What are these noble truths? That there is suffering, there is misery in this world. Nobody can say Hindu, Muslim, Buddha, Christian, Jain, Parsi, president, pauper, prince, king, queen, anybody, human beings, animals, nobody can say there is no suffering in the world. That will be like, we know, we all experience there is suffering. Second truth is there is cause of suffering. If anything is happening, science says that there is a cause and effect. There is a cause of anything and everything in this universe. So there is a cause of suffering. The third truth is then there is end of suffering also. Whatever is initiated, whatever is born in this world universe will die. Whatever is created will be destructed also. So there is suffering, there is cause of suffering, and there is end of suffering. These three. Fourth truth, the noble truth is there is a path to end that suffering. If you follow that path, then you will be able to end that suffering. And very quickly, I read that those 8 paths. Swami, this Bhagavan Buddhadev says, he who recognizes the existence of suffering, its cause, its cessation, and path leading to its cessation, has fathomed the 4 noble truths, as I have said. These are the 4 noble truths, that there is suffering, it has its cause, there is a chance for its cessation, and there is a path leading to its cessation. These are the 4 noble truths. Now, what are these 4 noble truths? How to 4 noble truths we have got. How to what is the path to go? There are 8 paths, 8 steps, 8-fold paths to remove this suffering. What are these? He will anybody in this world, he or she will walk in the right path. Right views will be the torch to light his way. Right aims will be his guide. Right words will be his dwelling place on the road. His gait will be straight, for it is right. So it is right behavior. So right behavior. His refreshments will be the right way of earning his livelihood. Right efforts will be his steps. Right thoughts, his breath, and peace will follow on his footprints. There are these 8 right things are there. There is 8-fold path that will lead you to have peace if you can do it. So these are this 8-fold teachings and 4 noble truths taught by Bhagavan Buddhadev, about whom Swami Vivekananda ji said that we see another figure, and that was our Gautama Shakyamuni. This Gautama Muni, this Buddhadev, Swamiji is praising. You all know about his teachings and preachings. We worship him as God incarnate, the greatest, the boldest preacher of morality that the world ever saw. The greatest Karma Yogi, as disciple of himself, as it were, the same Krishna came to show how to make his theories practical. Krishna gave it in practical, in the theories. Now it has to be made practical. The same Krishna is reincarnated as Bhagavan Buddha to make the theories practical. There came once again the same voice that in the Gita preached, even the least bit done of this religion saves from great fear. Salpam api assa dharmassa trayate mahatobhaya. Even if this dharma you lead a little bit, all these virtues, truthfulness, so many things we have just said, truthfulness, love, purity, chastity, well-being, straightforwardness, so many things. You just follow any one of them, even will make you feel you elevated, will make you blessed. So in this way, I complete Swamiji's words and then I finish. Women or Vaishyas or even Shudras all reach the highest goal, breaking the bondages of all, the chains of all, declaring liberty to all. To reach the highest goal came the words of the Gita. Come, the words of the Gita rose like thunder, the mighty voice of Krishna. In the Gita, Bhagavan said all these things. Now, in the Gita, Bhagavan said, even in this life, they have conquered relativity, whose minds are firmly fixed upon the sameness, for God is pure and the same to all. Therefore, such are said to be living in God. Those who have this equanimity of mind, sameness, and fixing their mind, can fix their mind in God and God alone, they are said to be living in God. Thus, seeing the same Lord equally present everywhere, the sage does not endure the self by the self and thus reaches the highest goal. So, these are the teachings in the Gita. And Swamiji says, as it were to give a living example of these preachings, as it were to make at least one part of it practical, the preacher himself came in another form. The same Sri Krishna came in another form, and this was Shakyamuni, this Bhagavan Buddhadev. The preacher to the poor and the miserable, he who rejected even the language of the gods to speak in the language of the people. Gita was spoken in Sanskrit, Bhagavad in Sanskrit, Gita Bhagavan's words are in Sanskrit. Here, Buddhadev preached his teachings in common word, language for the common people, Pali, so that everyone can understand. He gave up the deserted Sanskrit. There are no people, or ordinary people do not understand. So language also, so that he might reach the hearts of the people. He who gave up the throne, he left his throne also. He was a prince to live with beggars and the poor and the downcast. He who pressed the pariah to his breast like a second Rama. As Ramchandraji embraced the Gohakachanda, that pariah, here also Buddha visited each and everyone without the distinction of any caste and creed and anything. So let us all pray to Bhagavan Buddhadev that this Tathagata Buddha bless us all on this very special day, Buddha Purnima, thrice blessed, as I said. Swami Vivekananda declared that a little bit of that Buddha's heart, which Swami Vivekananda had. There is a song, Tyage Shukdev Premite Narod, Buddher Moto Hridayo Jar, Gyane Shiva Guru, Shankaro Samo, Shekano Lutai Pade Toma. Wonderful song. And the Swami Vivekananda has got Buddhadev's heart, Shankara's intellect. So that is the song here. We pray to Bhagavan Buddhadev to have a little bit of his heart so that we also can feel for others and try to make our life a successful one, blissful one, joyful one, following the footsteps, the ideal, the mold he has left before us. Let us all pray and surrender our everything to the feet of Bhagavan Buddhadev, to the feet of, we take refuge in Buddha, we take refuge in Dharma, we take refuge in Sangha. United we stand, divided we fall. We should not feel for us only one, for me only, one of us only. We should feel for each and everyone. That is Sangha. That we must enjoy everything. Sangatsattang, Sangbadattang, Sangbo Manansi Janatam. In the Vedas, it is there. We will go forward together, we will think together, we will enjoy everything together. There will not be any enmity, no hatred, no jealousy, no ill feeling, no feeling of the differences. We all live in one God, in one Buddha. That Buddha is in each one of us. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.
Shri Buddhadev Stotram. Na brahmaloke na cha devaloke na yaksha gandharva manushaloke lokasya jati jara paneta nanyosti tatpohi manushya chandra vanditatsvam surai sendrai rishibhishchapi pujitah Vaidya sarvasya lokasya vandehamapi tvam vibho loke kleshagni santapte pradurbhuto maharadaha Namostu bodhisattvaya sambuddhaya namo namaha Ajnanatimire loke pradurbhutah pradipakah namostu bodhisattvaya sambuddhaya namo namaha shokasagara kantare yana shrestha svarupakah namostu bodhisattvaya sambuddhaya namo namaha kleshabandhana baddhana सम्बुद्धाय नमो नमः। जराव्याधि किल्बिषाणां प्रादुर्भूतोऽभिषग्वरः नमोऽस्तु बोधिसत्त्वाय सम्बुद्धाय नमो नमः। 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 नमोऽस्तु बोधिसत्त्वाय सम्बुद्धाय नमो नमः।
निर्विकल्पे नमस्तुभ्यं प्रज्ञापारमिते मिते या त्वं सर्वानवद्याङ्गी निरवध्यैर्निरीक्षसे आकाशमिव निर्लेपां निष्प्रपञ्चां निरक्षरां यस्त्वां पश्यति भावेन स पश्यति तथागतम्। यस्त्वां पश्यति भावेन स पश्यति तथागतम्। तव चार्यगुणाध्याया बुद्ध्यस्य च जगद्गुरो न पश्यान्तरं सन्तश्चन्द्र चन्द्रिकायोरिव कृपात्मका प्रपद्यतां बुद्धधर्मा पुरासरीं सुखेन यान्ति मतुलं भक्तिवत्सले।
सर्वेषां स्वस्तिर्भवतु। सर्वेषां शान्तिर्भवतु। सर्वेषां पूर्णं जय श्री